students. We hope that you all are keeping good and taking good advantage also of online classes by Mother of Scindia Public School. Now students, in this video I am going to explain you part 2 of chapter number 3. Name of the chapter is Two Stories About Flying. This is the chapter of your book First Flight, and second part name is The Black Aeroplane. So let's start with it. So see students, here chapter number 3, Two Stories About Flying, and second part of it, the name is The Black Aeroplane, written by Frederick Forsyth. Now first see theme of the story. Frederick Forsyth describes quite an unique but mysterious experience during his first flight from Paris to London. During the flight, what happened? He was lost in dark clouds and night was stormy. He could not believe his eyes. The compass stopped working, compass of aeroplane which shows direction that stopped working. He received no answer from Paris control room either. He could see another aeroplane flying next to him through the storm. Then he followed the strange aeroplane till he could see the runway and was safe. Now next what happened? When asked from the control room, he was told that no plane except his own was flying in the storm. Now where did the aeroplane come from? Who was the man who asked him to follow? Man here is the pilot who asked him to follow. Where did he disappear after leaving him safely? These are the questions which are still a mystery. Now see students, summary of the chapter. The story recounts the experience of a pilot whose plane was caught in a storm. He was flying Old Dakota aeroplane, it was a name, over France back to England. He was happy and was looking forward to be with his family in the morning. But suddenly he noticed that there were black stormy clouds. Now those clouds looked like huge black mountains. He knew that he could not fly up and over them. Why? As he did not have enough fuel to fly. But next he decided to take a risk. Although he knew that there was not enough fuel to fly over, but still he decided to take a risk and flew straight into the storm. Next what happened? Its compass and radio went dead and he was lost in the storm. His aeroplane twisted in the air. The other instruments of the aeroplane were dead too, and he did not know where he was at that time. Then suddenly he saw another aeroplane, that was the black aeroplane, which was flying next to him. He could see the pilot's face also in that aeroplane. Now the other plane's pilot motioned the author to follow him. Then what happened? The narrator started following him like an obedient child. He followed the strange plane for half an hour and he felt that there was also not enough fuel to fly. Then suddenly he started going down. When he realized that there was not enough fuel to fly, then suddenly what happened? He started going down. Means he saw two straight lines of light. What was that? It was actually a runway. What happened then? He then landed safely. Now, after landing, he turned to look for his friend who helped him, but no one was there. He went to the control room and asked the lady that where he was, and also inquired where he was. Here he is for the narrator. Where he was, and also inquired about the other plane's pilot. Now the lady was surprised. See, the lady looked at him strangely and replied that there was no other plane flying that night. She said that she saw only his aeroplane, that is narrator's aeroplane, on the radar. Now what happened? Now see, who helped the narrator to land safely without a compass or a radio or without any more fuel in his tanks? It remained mystery. Now students, let's begin with question and answers. Question number 1. I'll take the risk. What is the risk? This is what narrator said. Why does the narrator take it? Take means why does the narrator take the risk? See the answer. The narrator was flying home to England in his Dakota aeroplane. As he turned west, as per the instructions of the control tower, he was faced with enormous stormy clouds. They, that means clouds, looked like black mountains standing in front of him across the sky. The narrator knew that he would not be able to fly up and over them, and he also knew that he did not have enough fuel to fly around them to the north or the south, means not in any direction. He then pondered about going back to Paris. He thought that he should go back to Paris. But he was desperate to meet his family, so he decided to take the risk and he flew his old Dakota straight into the storm. Now see question number 2. Describe the narrator's experience as he flew the aeroplane into the storm. See the experience of the narrator in the storm. The narrator flew his aeroplane into the storm. He found everything black. It was impossible to see anything outside the aeroplane. His old Dakota rolled and jumped into the air, means it was twisting due to the storm. The compass and other instruments stopped working. He was lost. Suddenly, he saw another aeroplane. Its pilot viewed at him, asking him to follow. The narrator was using his last fuel tank, and there was only enough fuel to fly 5 to 10 minutes more. The other pilot started going down and he followed, means narrator followed. He suddenly came out of the clouds and saw the runway, on which he then landed his plane safely. Now see question number 3. Why does the narrator say, I landed and was not sorry to walk away from old Dakota? See the answer. The narrator has had a terrible experience of flying his old Dakota across stormy clouds. It was only a miracle that he was able to land his old plane safely on the runway. He felt relieved after making a safe landing. Therefore, he says that he was not sorry from the old Dakota. Now see question number 4. What made the women in the control center look at the narrator strangely? Answer. When the narrator asked the women in the control center who the other pilot was, who actually saved the life of the narrator, she looked at the narrator strangely. They found the question to be absurd because she could only see narrator's aeroplane on the radar. She did not have any information about any other plane flying through the turbulent weather that night. Next, see question number 5. Who do you think helped the narrator to reach safely? Give reason for your answer. Since the beginning, we have been reading this, that narrator was saved by some strange aeroplane, and the pilot who saved him was not found after that. So, who do you think actually helped the narrator to reach safely? See the answer. It is very difficult to say about the unknown pilot who helped the narrator, but probably it was the narrator himself that helped him to overcome the fear in the storm. He only dreamt of the help from the dark aeroplane. Means there was no actual aeroplane, he only dreamt of it. And his inner subconscious mind, because he was eager to go to meet his family in the morning, so his inner subconscious mind helped him in the adverse situation. That was such an adverse situation, he wanted to come out of it. So he gathered his courage, used his inner subconscious mind. So he might have been hallucinating. So see, he might have been hallucinating. Hallucinating means we have perception of seeing something or heard something. It is not actual. So that's what say that narrator also had been hallucinating. Now see students, message of the story. The author wants to convey the message that the manifestations of human mind can be quite powerful, and these can guide us in troubled times. So whatever we think or whatever we want to do, that whatever manifests our mind, that helps the person to do, to forward the actions. Okay students, so here we come to an end of this chapter also, the second part of chapter number 3. Please go through the summary and question answers very nicely. I hope you all will go and understand it well. So see you in the next video now. Till then, thank you and take care.